Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Today we will be talking about one of the very important yogas as part of the yoga series that I am making. The reason I am making the yoga series is, as I have also said earlier, that many times people are not completely clear about what a yoga brings to you, how it is formed and what are the attributes it gives us. No yoga will guarantee you success or prosperity or abundance or name and fame, but a yoga will always create opportunities for you to be able to get it. But there has to be a certain amount of attitude, effort and perseverance and patience in you. Of course, hard work is and ability should always be there. Then the yoga helps you and becomes a catalyst in your success. And no yoga gives you success by virtue of just being present. And so a lot of people ask this question, that I have got so many yogas and yet the yogas are not giving me the results that they should give me, whether it's a Lakshmi yoga, it is the Shank yoga, or it is the Kachkesari yoga, it is the Saraswati yoga and so on. So I am doing this series first to highlight what yogas mean, what kind of yogas are possible and how to identify the yogas and also their results, because many times the results are critical, not just the formation of the yogas, and because of what results they can manifest, you should be able to use the yoga accordingly, using the energies that the particular yoga is giving and in the direction that the yoga is pointing towards. So if a yoga is giving you abundance in terms of prosperity, money, name, fame, then you move in that direction accordingly. Name and fame has less to do with money always. Sometimes you may have a lot of name and fame, even respect in society, but you may not have that kind of money. On the other hand, sometimes you may get a lot of money, you may have a lot of abundance, prosperity, however the name and fame or the respect that you need to have in society commensurate to the money that you have, you may not have. So yoga by pure presence of it may not give you everything. Second thing is, there is a difference between a Raj Yoga and a Dhan Yoga, and that's why it's important that you identify what is a Raj Yoga, which may give you power and influence over others and a leadership quality, whereas a Dhan Yoga has a tendency to give you opportunities to make more money and to get more abundance and be prosperous. And so very few Raj Yogas give you higher chance of money and few Dhan Yogas give a higher chance of power and influence. So one has to be careful of how one identifies yogas, understands them and then uses them to manifest results. So today in the line of the yogas, I am going to talk about the Dhurdhura yoga, and often talked about yoga yet not very clear on how the results are manifested. So first let's jump into the definition of a Dhurdhura yoga. If planets are present on either side of the moon, a Dhurdhura yoga is formed. However, the presence of planets on either side of the moon should be of benefics rather than malefics. If malefics are present on either side of the moon, then a Papkatri dosha yoga is formed rather than a Dhurdhura yoga. So one has to be careful of how one identifies a yoga. So benefic planets are crucial to the formation of a good yoga and a prosperity bringing yoga rather than a dosha like yoga. For example, the Papkatri yoga or dosha is formed with malefics present on either side of the moon, and it has a tendency of bringing ill luck or challenges and problems. On the other hand, the Dhurdhura yoga is better off being formed by good benefic planets, and not only the natural benefics but also the functional benefics if it's possible. The difference between a natural benefic and a functional benefic is that natural benefics are four: Jupiter, Moon, Mercury and Venus. A functional benefic is that for certain ascendants, even a malefic planet may become a benefic planet and vice versa. For example, for Libra ascendant natives, Saturn, which is though a natural malefic, but for Libra ascendant natives, being the ruler of the 4th house and the 5th house, which is a Kendra house and a trine house, Saturn is a very strong yoga karaka and becomes a functional benefic planet. So care has to be taken when a Dhurdhura yoga is formed, that it should be formed with benefic planets, or if a malefic is involved, then at least the malefic should be a functional benefic for that particular ascendant. So let's try and understand and analyze how a Dhurdhura yoga may be formed by the help and support of benefits and what kind of results it may give. Firstly, as the definition says, Dhurdhara Yoga is formed by the presence of planets on either side of the moon, and ideally benefic planets. Then a planet in the house, one house before the moon means it is 12th to the moon, and a planet in this house next to the moon means it is in the second house to the moon. So both the 12th to the moon and the second to the moon are involved, but the 12th to any planet is the loss or expenses or expenditure and waste and excess, which means that the Dhurdhara Yoga has a tendency to make one having high expenses and living it up. Such a person likes to spend a lot of money on his comforts, on his lifestyle, and wants to even have luxurious goods in his house. If a Dhurdhara Yoga is in the form of is in the horoscope of even a common man, a poor man, he will be better off in terms of what his lifestyle is compared to others in his family. So that tendency Dhurdhara Yoga will definitely give. However, compared to rich people who have Dhurdhara Yoga, this Dhurdhara Yoga of a common man may pale off, and only with very hard work and a lot of perseverance and abundance and many other factors and other yogas involved will a common man from a place which has less resources, less support, will still be able to make it big, because he doesn't have the resources, he doesn't have the opportunities. So that care should be taken in identifying a Dhurdhara Yoga, to what extent the Dhurdhara Yoga will bring prosperity and abundance, and in his circle, in his society, whether he is better off than the others in terms of his lifestyle. So care should be taken when you identify any yoga. So Dhurdhara Yoga, by virtue of a planet, especially a benefic planet in the 12th house, will definitely give the tendency to spend more and have a luxurious and even a comfortable lifestyle. But because there is a planet in the second house to the moon, it also means second house being the house of income and savings, the person is also inclined to earn a lot. So the person will work very hard and will try and have a high earning, and will also want to have safety and security in terms of how he saves up for a rainy day. So a Dhurdhara Yoga will give you both. It will give you the money through income and also enough money to save, but yet also give you the tendency to be able to spend on yourself and to live it up and to live a more comfortable and even a luxurious lifestyle. So with Dhurdhara Yoga, both prosperity, abundance, and also a good quality of life is a strong opportunity for you if you make use of it. Many times Dhurdhara Yoga pushes the person towards effort. Why? Out of the 3 planets involved, the first house, the second house, the third house to the 3 planets will give invariably the third house effect of effort, whereas the first house effect of the Lagna and the second house effect of income and savings also. So the 3 houses getting involved, the first house of the Lagna, income and effort and communication skill, the person will be good in communication, the person will put in a lot of effort, the person will try to earn a lot, the person will take care of himself, the person will spend a lot of money on how his upkeep is, how his lifestyle is, and will like to live the life of a person who is an achiever. That Dhurdhara Yoga definitely gives you the tendency of. However, what planets are involved in the Dhurdhara Yoga are important. For example, if Jupiter and Mercury are on either side of the moon, then you need them to be on good signs. For example, if moon is in Taurus where it's exalted, then Jupiter is in Aries, one house before moon, and if Mercury gets into the second house to the moon, which is in Gemini here, then Mercury is very powerful in Gemini, its own sign. Moon is exalted in Taurus, whereas Jupiter is very strong in Aries, because Jupiter is friendly to Aries. Then this Dhurdhara Yoga is very, very strong and powerful. However, care should be taken that there should be no conjunction of any malefic involved either with Jupiter or Moon or Mercury in this instance. On the other hand, if for example the Dhurdhara Yoga with the similar planets is formed with Moon going into the Gemini sign, and Moon is not friendly with Mercury, so Moon is not the most comfortable in Gemini, and Jupiter going into Taurus, and Jupiter is not very comfortable in Taurus sign as well, because Jupiter and Venus, the ruler of Taurus, are very inimical to each other. And then if Mercury goes into the house second to the moon, which here would be Cancer, then all the three planets are benefic, strong benefics, yet they are not in the best of signs possible for them to be in. So this combination also has to be looked in, which signs the Dhurdhara Yoga is formed. If Dhurdhara Yoga is formed with Moon in Gemini, Jupiter in Taurus, and Mercury in Cancer, then definitely you will have challenges with Jupiter in Taurus not comfortable, Moon in Gemini not comfortable, and Mercury in Cancer not very comfortable also. So such a person will have to work much harder than in the earlier instance that we gave with Jupiter in Aries, Moon in Taurus, and Mercury in Gemini. So the example of Moon in Gemini, Dhurdhara Yoga will be a case of more hard work required. Many times the person will have to face struggles, obstacles before he makes it big. Also, the support of other planets, other benefics need to be there. Good dasha has to support the efforts of such a person before and help him to make it big. So these things have to be looked in, what signs the Dhurdhara Yoga is formed in, with what signs the benefics are present in, and especially what sign Moon is present in. For example, if Moon is in Scorpio, and say Jupiter gets into a house before a sign before, which is Libra, and if Mercury gets into the next sign, which is Sagittarius, that again three are not comfortable and Moon is in fact debilitated. So such a Dhurdhara Yoga may give you opportunities, but there will be lot of hardships, frustrations, anxieties, emotional trauma also before the native may make it big, and sometimes he may not make it big unless has the support of the other benefics such as Venus also, for example. Then different combinations work out a different Dhurdhara Yoga. For example, if Venus gets into the 12th house to the moon, and if Jupiter gets into the second house to the moon, then Venus is a planet which is exalted in the 12th house, which is Pisces. 12th to the moon means Venus would still be, according to the moon lagna, will be still be very, very strong. Jupiter getting into the second to the moon, which means Jupiter is in the second house to the moon. Jupiter is the karak of the second house. Here it's a very, very strong Dhurdhara Yoga. However, again care should be taken what signs Dhurdhara Yoga is formed in. For example, if such a Dhurdhara Yoga is formed with Moon in Cancer, Venus in Gemini sign where it is pretty comfortable, then Jupiter getting into Leo, which is the second house to Cancer where Moon is present, then again the yoga is a very strong and powerful yoga which brings a lot of abundance because of Venus is present. The person has a much luxurious life. The person may attain a lot of money where he has houses, cars, vehicles, jewelry, all sorts of things. He may be a very good looking person. He may be having a very good looking spouse, good house, well done up house, beautiful house to look at. The person himself will be very, very good looking with Moon in Cancer, will be very soft, gracious looks, will be very good to talk to, and will have very sweet tone. Jupiter in Leo would mean the person also have leadership qualities. Comes across as a wise person. A lot of people may depend on such a person for wise counsel, and such a person will have a lot of respect in society also, and may have a lot of fan following and adulation for him as well. So different combinations of the Dhurdhara Yoga will bring about good results. If a Dhurdhara Yoga is formed where one of the planets is a malefic while the other is a benefic, but the malefic planet is a functional benefic, then too the result may be a good one. For example, if Saturn is in Libra where it's exalted, Moon is in Scorpio, and then Jupiter gets into Sagittarius, then here only Moon is in trouble. Whereas Jupiter is in own sign in Sagittarius and very, very strong and powerful, and Saturn is in Libra where it's exalted. So such a Dhurdhara Yoga will give you mixed results, where the mind may be little bothered, frustrated, anxious and always agitated, yet the person will all be working very hard, and because of his efforts which Saturn will give him, Jupiter will give him the abundance, prosperity, the ability to enlarge, expand his wealth, his effort, his wisdom. So the person will work very hard, will always be anxious of his success, and will want more and more, and because of which he remain trouble with moon in Scorpio, but he will be someone who will have a lot of respect after a hard fought battle and will score very well in life. On the other hand, if for example if you have Mercury and Venus on either side of the moon, then the person will be very analytical, may be a good businessman, and may earn his money through shrewd and sharp decision making, maybe investment banker, and lucky one at that, may use his mind, the moon, to be able to creatively make his investments, and Venus will give him the opportunity of scoring more money and getting the lifestyle, the love, the respect and adulation from the people who look up to him. So this is also powerful Dhurdura yoga which may form. Some Dhurdura yogas where moon is in Taurus, sun is in, say for example, in exaltation in Aries, and Mars gets into the third sign, then by virtue of being functional benefics, say for example for Cancer ascendant native and friendly to moon, they form a semi Dhurdura yoga, but they may not be able to give as good results as a combination of moon Mercury Venus, moon Jupiter Venus, or moon Jupiter and Mercury may be able to give you, rather than functional benefics getting involved in the Dhurdura yoga. However, such a person may still have leadership qualities, may still work very hard and will be an achiever and will be a leader, but abundance and prosperity may not come to him much, but adulation, influence, power, authority may come to the person, and through that the money and abundance may be an output or a residue out of that rather than coming in abundance to the native. So different signs have to be looked at according to how the Dhurdura yoga is manifesting. Now if the Lagna Lord is very very strong in a natal horoscope and moon goes into, say for example, a Dusthana, and then the 5th and the 7th house have strong benefics, then too a Dhurdura yoga is formed. However, here because the Lagna is very very strong, then the Dhurdura yoga being in with moon in the 6th house, it will reduce the impact of the Dhurdura yoga. However, if the Lagna Lord aspects moon or any of the benefics, then it will still have the promise of giving good results. So a Dhurdura yoga formed where the Lagna is very very strong, but moon goes into either 6th house or 8th house or 12th house, then the Dhurdura yoga will be weak. If the Lagna is not very strong, then the moon Lagna will be very very powerful and the Dhurdura yoga will strongly kick in and give you much better results. So friends, look at where the Dhurdura yoga is formed. If Dhurdura yoga is formed with moon in the 4th house and 2 benefics in 3rd and the 5th house, then with a lot of effort constituting the 3rd house, very good artistic skills, ability to use hands, communication, benefiting in short journeys, and also getting a lot of local success first, then having large houses, maybe success in real estate, success in anything related to home decor, related to the home, investments, finance, because of the 5th house involved, land, tracts of lands, vehicle, jewelry, all these businesses, all the opportunities will kick in, and with the 5th house also involved with a benefit there, a person may be a big achiever, may also be a big performer. With 3rd, 4th and 5th house energies involved, and 3rd and 5th having some association of a performer, such a person may have a huge amount of money, abundance, wealth, being a performer, being somebody who's a public performer and has a lot of adulation from people. But such a Dhurdura yoga would benefit by having involvement of Venus either in the 3rd house or the 4th house for such benefit. If Venus gets into the 4th house and moon gets into the 5th and say Mercury gets into the 6th, then too the yoga may be very strong, because Venus is the karaka of the 4th house, especially from real estate point of view, vehicles point of view. Moon in the 5th house, which is the natural house of Leo of sun, will still be very very strong and will bring a lot of romance and people love and affection from people. And Mercury being in the 6th house, which is its natural house, Mercury will bring a lot of service orientation to the person, and such a person may do very well in any leadership roles where service oriented approach is involved, where the person is seen as somebody who the society gains from. So different combinations have to be seen. Dhurdura yoga where moon is in the 11th house, one benefic is in the 10th house and another benefic gets into the 12th house, means such a person may get big success internationally. His work may involve being an international consultant, working with foreign companies, being a foreign investor, or having his presence felt in a number of countries as well, and lot of benefits from society, from career, from foreign connection, and a good lifestyle also, and very imaginative, creative energies because of the energies of the 12th house. So different combinations of Dhurdara Yoga will give you different benefits. Different combination of planets will bring different flavors to how the benefits materialize and give you the result of the Dhurdara Yoga. Functional benefits, even though being natural malefics, may still give you semi Dhurdara Yoga and still give you good results. However, the best Dhurdara Yoga is formed with the combination of any of the 4 benefics, which is Jupiter, Mercury, Moon or Venus. So friends, this is my analysis of the Dhurdara Yoga and how it can help you and how it can benefit you in what areas of life depending on which sign and which house they are present in. Please like my video, please share my video, and if you have a Dhurdara Yoga, please use it to be more prosperous and more successful in life. If you are looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below, and till we meet some other time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.